Welcome to Comms 301, Empirical Research Applied in Communication. In this quick video, I'm going to basically walk you through the Blackboard website so you can have a general idea of how it is that I have set up this course. We are currently on the main announcement page. And you can notice here as you're looking on this page, when you come to this page, you're going to have my little banner at the top that has our new friend Clippy, who is on the right hand side there, our calculator, or Callie. And of course, you're going to see the picture of the main book that we have for this course. Right under that, you're going to see over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to highlight them so you can see them, you have the various links so that you can navigate yourself through the course. The first one is, of course, the syllabus page. When you click on the syllabus page, you're going to see a copy of the actual PDF version of the syllabus. You're going to have a short introduction video with our friend Callie the calculator, and then you're going to have a quick introduction video from me, also talking a little bit about the course. If you cannot see these, you may not have the latest version of the Adobe Player, Flash Player, so you may need to download that. So that's not a big thing because they do have that. You cannot always get the Flash Player for iPads, but you can get it for Macs and for PCs. The next folder is the project materials folder. We're going to be conducting an actual research project over the course of the semester, and all of the files that you are going to need for that project over the long run are all going to be located here in this folder. And so different weeks I'm actually going to provide links, or I'm going to tell you to go to these different folders so that you can find information, and I will do that at that point. But just take yourself a second and familiarize yourself with these folders so you have a general idea of what it is that's going to be in them. Now we actually get to the major module pages. Notice here that every week you're going to have at least 2 modules open and activated for you. I try to give you at least 2 weeks ahead, or at least 1 week ahead, so that if you know something's coming up, you can at least try to get it yourself a little bit ahead of what's going on in the course. Of course, you can kind of get yourself even further ahead if you actually look on the syllabus, because I have pretty much told you exactly what's going to be happening on a weekly basis in the syllabus itself. Now, in each module, which are going to be 10 different modules that we are going to go through, the first thing that you're going to see in each module is going to be a quick video that's going to introduce you to the module itself. The next folder that you're going to have here is the reading folder. In the reading folder, it's going to tell you what it is that we are reading that week. For Module 1, you're going to be reading chapters 1, 2, and 3 out of the Wrench, Thomas Maddox, Richmond M. McCroskey book. I've gone ahead and given you the 3 actual PDF versions of those chapters, so if you're trying to order that online. You also need to read the chapters 1 and 2 out of the Pan textbook. Unfortunately, because I do not own that textbook and I'm not one of the authors of that, I can't give you that stuff for free. But again, you will need to get caught up if you are ordering and you haven't gotten that book yet. In addition, this week there are some supplemental podcasts. These podcasts are basically me talking about the different chapters and usually run anything from 30 to 45 minutes. Again, if you're reading the chapters, you can use these as supplements. Some people just listen to the podcasts instead of. But again, what I will warn you is that not every chapter has a podcast associated with it. There are some that are just too visually oriented that it really didn't make sense for me to try to do an actual podcast for those. But those links are here and provided for you. So that's the first folder in there, and that's the reading folder. The second folder is the discussion board folder. And again, each week we're going to have something like 2 to 5 different discussions depending on the week. Sometimes these are just general discussions about the content. Other times these are going to be very specific about your project. So keeping up with those discussions becomes very important. And then there will always be the third folder, which I call the general discussion. And that is if there are general questions about the class or about any of the assignments, chances are you're not the only one. So it's good to always put those general discussions in that general discussion folder so that other people can see what the big questions are. The last folder that we have here is the assignments folder. If there is an assignment due that week, you can click on that folder and you'll see whether or not there's anything in that. Because I know that there's been some problems with people in the past not being able to keep up with when assignments were due. And so I just went ahead and created these folders so you can clearly know that if you go to Module 1 and you open that folder and it is empty, like it says right here, that means there are no actual assignments that week. Let's look at Module 2. I'm going to go click on the assignments folder, and on this one you're going to see that there is an assignment. There is the city course, which is what we call the IRB training, which is something that you're going to have to complete so that you can actually work on the research projects that we are doing. There's also a link here to the IRB information, which takes you back up to that project materials folder that we had right here. So I'm going to click on this, and it's actually going to take me to that directly. And again, there's more information about city, and then there is a couple different files here about our actual project. So that's how the different weeks are actually established. Again, if you look at any module, we'll click here on module 2 again, you're going to start off with the video for me. There's going to be a folder here that's going to have the readings. In case module 2, you're going to have some information from Wrench chapters 4 and 5 and Pan chapters 3, 4, and 5. There's also a supplemental chapter about APA, updating the book, which was written under the 5th edition of the American Psychological Association Style Manual. And this chapter kind of introduces you to the 6th edition. There's also a sample APA paper. So if you want to see what a paper actually looks like when it is written in APA style, there's that sample paper there for you there. And so that's the Module 2 readings. Then there's going to be the Module 2 discussion boards. In this case, again, there's 2 discussions and the general discussion, as you can see right here on the screen. And then lastly, like we just looked at, there is that assignments folder. And so each week, the things that you need to make sure that you do is early in the week, watch that introduction, because it's also going to give you some key information about what to look forward to in that week. Look to see what readings are due that week, look at the discussions, and always look at that assignments folder. While you can check out the syllabus, and it'll tell you when various assignments are due, this module folder will tell you clearly when things are due during that week. So like if we look back at that city thing, one of the things that you'll see here is that it's due no later than September the 18th by midnight. And that is because, as the person overseeing this course and overseeing the research project, I have to submit information to the IRB with all the new researchers that are attached to this project, which means I need to know that all of you have completed your city training prior to my being able to do that. And so hopefully that following Monday on the 19th, I'll be able to send an email to the Institutional Research Board, and they will be able to get back to me fairly quickly and let me know whether or not we can actually progress further. The last thing I'm going to show you real fast is the course links. I do have some course links here, just out of FYI. First one here is Amazon Prime. If you're not familiar with Amazon Prime, it is a wonderful program for college students. It allows you to get free 2-day shippings from Amazon.com and $3.99 one-day shipping. So if you're someone who buys a lot of stuff on Amazon.com, it is a great program. I personally purchased the real version of it. It cost me like $77 a year, and it's so worth it. There's also an accompanying textbook website. I'm going to go ahead and open that and link real fast. Here is our textbook website. There is some information on this website that is useful for you. There are some book extensions, those lectures that we just looked at, those podcasts, they're actually all located right here on communicationresearch.info, and you can kind of see those there. There's also, again, there's a Moodle website, and it has some helpful things for students. If you're not familiar with Moodle, Moodle is an open source version that is very similar to Blackboard. The Student Lounge, just as an FYI, the key word that you have to enter into that whenever you try to register for it is research student. Again, that is research student, all one word, and that's the key code to actually get you in there. And it has some helpful things, especially for studying and whatnot. So looking at the communicationresearch.info website can actually be really useful, and has a lot of really great tools and resources there for you. Next is PSPP. PSPP is a version of a statistical software that is very similar to the proprietary software SPSS. The nice thing about it is free. It is available on both Macs and PCs from their website. You can go to this website and it'll actually help give you the information that you need for downloading it. And the last one is Microsoft Web Apps. This is a program that we are going to be using over the course of this quarter, and if you look at Microsoft Web Apps, what it actually is it is a free program online that allows you to do Microsoft Word documents, PowerPoint, and Excel documents, but it's also great because it allows you to interact together. And so over the course of the semester, when we actually create our original research project, we'll actually be doing the writing in that live document so that we can all interact on that one document together as we work. So that kind of shows you what some of the basic tools are, and it kind of gives you the basic layout of how I have everything set up here for you right there in Blackboard. I look forward to getting to know all of you over the next 10 weeks.